Denisovans, the mysterious human species that left their DNA in modern humans. Scientists just discovered a 130,000-year-old Denisovan jawbone in the Taiwan Strait, proving these mysterious humans traveled 8,500 kilometers from Siberia to tropical Asia. For decades, we thought we understood human evolution. Modern humans evolved in Africa, Neanderthals lived in Europe, and that was pretty much it. But in 2010, a tiny finger bone from a Siberian cave revealed something that shocked scientists worldwide. A completely unknown human species had once walked the Earth. These mysterious humans, named Denisovans, after the cave where they were discovered, left almost no fossils behind. Yet somehow, their DNA lives on in billions of people today, influencing everything from our immune systems to our ability to survive at high altitudes. Recent discoveries are finally pulling back the curtain on these ghost-like humans, from jawbones hidden in wells to genes that help Tibetans breathe at 14,000 feet. The Denisovan story is proving far more complex and far more important to our own evolution than anyone imagined. Chapter 1: The Finger That Changed Human History. It all started with a fragment smaller than your pinky finger. In 2008, archaeologists working in Denisova Cave in southern Siberia, Russia, uncovered a tiny bone, the tip of the little finger of an ancient human. The fragment didn't seem remarkable, but it was well preserved, giving researchers hope that it might contain intact DNA. A team of geneticists led by Johannes Krause at the Max Planck Institute for Evolutionary Anthropology in Leipzig, Germany, extracted just 30 milligrams of bone, about the weight of a grain of rice, and managed to recover enough DNA to analyze it. What they found in 2010 stunned the scientific world. The DNA didn't match modern humans. It didn't match Neanderthals either. It was something completely new, a previously unknown human species that had lived alongside our ancestors. This was one of the most exciting discoveries in human evolution in the last decade, said Dr. Linda Ongaro, a researcher at Trinity College Dublin and author of a comprehensive review published in November 2024 in Nature Genetic. The discovery was particularly shocking because it came not from analyzing bones, the traditional approach in paleontology, but from DNA. As one researcher put it, Denisovans were created from DNA work. For the first time in history, scientists had discovered a human species without having any clear idea what they looked like. But the biggest surprise was yet to come. When researchers compared the Denisovan genome with those of modern humans, they found something extraordinary. People living today in Papua New Guinea, the Philippines, and across Southeast Asia carry up to 6% Denisovan DNA. This could only mean one thing. Our ancestors had interbred with these mysterious humans. The Denisovans weren't just some isolated population in a Siberian cave. They were a widespread, successful human species that contributed significantly to our own genetic makeup. Chapter 2: The Hidden Jawbones. For years after the initial discovery, the only physical evidence of Denisovans was that single finger bone and a few teeth. Scientists were desperate to find more fossils that could reveal what these humans looked like and how they lived. Then came a series of remarkable discoveries that began to fill in the picture and dramatically expanded our understanding of where Denisovans lived. In 2019, researchers announced they had identified a Denisovan jawbone that had been sitting in a scientist's office for decades. A Buddhist monk had found it in 1980 in Baixia Karst Cave on the Tibetan Plateau in China at an altitude of over 10,000 feet. Using protein analysis rather than DNA, which hadn't survived. Scientists confirmed it was Denisovan and dated it to at least 160,000 years ago. This discovery was significant for two reasons. First, it showed that Denisovans had adapted to life at high altitudes tens of thousands of years before modern humans arrived in the region. Second, it explained a genetic mystery. Modern Tibetans have inherited a gene variant that helps them survive in low-oxygen environments. Now we know this came from Denisovans, but the most shocking fossil discovery came in April 2025, when researchers announced in Science that they had identified a male Denisovan jawbone from the seabed in the Penghu Channel off the coast of Taiwan, dated to between 130,000 and 190,000 years ago. This Penghu 1 specimen represents the farthest-reaching Denisovan fossil ever found, roughly 8,500 kilometers from the original Siberian cave. The discovery of this archaic human jawbone shatters assumptions about the geographic limits of the Denisova hominin, reported the South China Morning Post. It not only underscores these archaic humans' astonishing adaptability to diverse climates, from frigid Siberian caves to balmy Southeast Asian coastlines, but also strengthens the genetic link between Denisovans and modern Asian populations. If you're finding these discoveries about our mysterious human cousins fascinating, hit that subscribe button now so you don't miss our upcoming videos on early human ancestors. Chapter 3: The Dragon Man Mystery. In 2021, another potential Denisovan fossil emerged with a dramatic backstory. During the 1930s, a Chinese man working for Japanese occupiers discovered a remarkably complete human skull in Harbin, China. Recognizing its importance, he hid it down a well to keep it from being confiscated. The skull remained hidden for decades until the man revealed its location on his deathbed. His family recovered it in 2018 and donated it to a museum. Scientists determined the skull was at least 146,000 years old. It had a cranial capacity comparable to modern humans, but a distinctive shape unlike any known human species. Researchers initially classified it as a new species, which they called Homo longi, or Dragon Man. However, many features of the skull, particularly its large molar teeth, matched what scientists would expect from Denisovans based on DNA analysis. While debate continues about its exact classification, many researchers now believe the Harbin skull represents the first look at the face of a Denisovan. If confirmed, this would mean Denisovans looked surprisingly like us in many ways, with a mixture of primitive and modern features. They had large brains similar in size to modern humans, but with more robust facial features, including larger teeth and stronger brow ridges. The Harbin skull, along with other potential Denisovan remains found across Asia, suggests these humans were widespread and diverse, adapting to environments ranging from the frigid Siberian steppe to tropical Southeast Asian islands. Chapter 4: The Genetic Legacy. Perhaps the most remarkable aspect of the Denisovan story is how much of their DNA lives on in people today. According to research published in 2024, scientists have identified at least 3 distinct episodes of interbreeding between Denisovans and modern humans. It's a common misconception that humans evolved suddenly and neatly from one common ancestor, explained Dr. Ongaro. But the more we learn, the more we realize interbreeding with different hominins occurred and helped to shape the people we are today. The highest levels of Denisovan ancestry are found in the Aita Magbukon people of the Philippines, who carry up to 5% Denisovan DNA. But Denisovan genes are widespread throughout populations in East Asia, Southeast Asia, and Oceania. What's particularly fascinating is that different populations carry DNA from different Denisovan groups. East Asians have DNA from one Denisovan population, while people in Papua New Guinea have DNA from another more distantly related group. This suggests there were multiple distinct Denisovan populations spread across Asia. And these genes aren't just evolutionary relics. Many of them provide real benefits to people today. 1. The most famous example is the EPAS1 gene, which helps Tibetans survive at high altitudes by regulating their body's response to low oxygen. This gene was inherited from Denisovans, who had already adapted to life on the Tibetan plateau. 2. Multiple genes affecting immune function came from Denisovans, helping modern humans resist local diseases as they spread across Asia. 3. A gene that impacts lipid metabolism, providing heat when stimulated by cold, gives an advantage to Inuit populations in the Arctic. These aren't random genetic fragments, explained Professor Emilia Huerta Sanchez, co-author of the 2024 Nature Genetics Review. They're adaptations that helped our ancestors survive in new environments. Chapter 5. Rewriting Human History. The discovery of Denisovans has fundamentally changed our understanding of human evolution. The simple story of modern humans replacing more primitive species has given way to a complex narrative of interaction, interbreeding, and genetic exchange. We now know that modern humans interbred with at least 2 archaic human species, Neanderthals and Denisovans, and possibly others we haven't yet identified, explained Dr. Ongaro. This means our species didn't evolve in isolation, but through a complex process of genetic exchange with other human lineages. The latest research suggests Denisovans had an extensive geographical range from Siberia to Southeast Asia, from Oceania to potentially even South America. They adapted to diverse environments, from the oxygen-thin air of the Tibetan Plateau to the tropical coasts of Taiwan. Their genetic contributions helped our ancestors adapt to these same environments when modern humans expanded out of Africa. In a very real sense, we owe our global success as a species partly to the genes we inherited from Denisovans. As technology improves, scientists expect to find more traces of Denisovan ancestry in understudied populations and to identify more fossils that will help complete the picture of these mysterious humans. The story of human evolution is no longer a simple march of progress from primitive to modern. Instead, it's a complex web of interconnected lineages with genes flowing between populations and species. We aren't purely modern humans. We're a mosaic of different human species, carrying the genetic legacy of extinct relatives like the Denisovans. And that legacy continues to influence us today, from the air we breathe at high altitudes to the diseases we can resist. The Denisovans may be gone, but their DNA lives on in billions of people around the world, a ghost species whose genetic echo continues to shape human life tens of thousands of years after they disappeared. To watch the latest on how early humans lived, click this video here.